Your Nest Kitchen Design Studio, and today we're talking about step number 8 in the stress-free kitchen remodel, selecting the right installer for your kitchen cabinets. So I'm here with David Brown of the David Brown Construction Company, my go-to guy for all of my kitchen installs.
Thank you.
He and his crew always do an excellent job. They're very detail-oriented. So we want to talk about some of the pitfalls that some homeowners make when they don't select the right installer. One thing I can tell you is it doesn't matter how much you pay for your cabinets, if you pay a lot or if you pay a little. If you have an improper install, they will look crappy. So if you spend a lot of money and you don't hire the right person, it doesn't matter how expensive your cabinets are. So, am I right or wrong?
You are right.
Okay, so some of the things we want to talk about is the amount of detail that goes into installing kitchen cabinets. Someone may be able to build a deck, but it's a totally different skill set from being able to install kitchen cabinets. We'll show you, we're at a project today that we're drawing to an end. No, not that close, but as far as the cabinets are installed, the molding has been applied. These cabinets are 48-inch tall wall cabinets. They have a 2-part molding, so that requires a certain level of skill. I wish they weren't in all the way, because they're actually 2 pieces. And tell us a little bit about the 2-part construction of this molding. Oh, here's one. That is the
ground mold. And gentlemen, do we have a piece of the other material? Okay, put it on, but I can use it. This is the piece that goes on the bottom. So you've got the cabinet down here. You've got this fastening onto the cabinet. You have the crown mold then fastening onto this. This is actually a baseboard put under, or put upside down. So that makes a 2-piece crown. There's 2-piece crown, 3-piece crown,
4-piece crown. You go on and on. So the amount of skill level needed to install a 2-part crown or a 3-part crown, there's a lot of skill involved in that, right?
A lot of skill. You've got on any crown installation, it starts with the installation of the cabinet. The cabinet's got to be level and plumb. You've got to have an awareness of the ceiling. Is the ceiling drooping? Does it sag one way or the other? If you find that stuff out later, it's way too late. And so when any qualified installer gets on a job, the first thing you do is you put a level, you put a laser, you put a square on the walls, and you try to try to determine what you're dealing with, so that down the road you're not caught with your pants down and you have a problem. So anyway, so you get the cabinets in nice and level. You put this on upside down. You put your crown mold on. You get really good guys like we have, Tony and Craig here today, and it all looks beautiful.
So, what are some of the things? Well, I always say that it's a great idea to have an installer and a contractor. 2 totally different mindsets, right? Mm-hmm. So, the 2 of us together create great projects, because I think of the visual and he pulls me back and says, no, we're not doing that. For example, all the time.
Yes.
For example, we had a situation this week that I did not catch in terms of the install, and he called me and we had to come up with a solution to modify it. Again, designers think one way, we think beauty, contractors, installers think another way, and they often will reel us back, or I pull him over to my side and say, no, it'll look better this way, just make it happen, right?
Absolutely.
So those are some of the things that we do. I wanted to talk about, what else did you say? Oh, some of the, what do you want to say?
Well, part of what goes into a kitchen is the spacing. And this is, we talk about this all the time. We were talking about this island today, where this was going to go. There's the visual spacing, and then there's the practical spacing. A dishwasher has to open, okay? And this, as originally viewed, this was going to be further over here. And this is a nice walkway, but if it were not moved to where it would, this would not quite hit it, but it would just look bad. It would be right up against it. So we had a meeting, and we determined that we had plenty of room, and we moved this over.
We moved it over, and then one of the other solutions was to adjust the position of the lighting. There'll be a light fixture over the island. We'll have to adjust that a little bit so that we get adequate spacing when the dishwasher is open, and then there'll be a microwave drawer there. So there's a lot of details that go into installing kitchen cabinets. You always want to make sure your contractor or installer, his primary, what do you want to say? Primary focus or amount of installs are kitchens because of the amount of detail. And if you don't do it all the time, there are a lot of things that you'll miss. Do you agree? If you're not familiar and you do a kitchen once every 6 months, that's not really who you want. So you want to get someone that has
a lot of experience,
fine carpentry skills,
has seen it and done it, and someone that's open to new ideas, because the kitchen business is Paula and people like Paula. They design new things all the time, and kitchens are evolving. She does a great job, you know, it's up for us to see the design, bring it into reality, and maybe open up our minds a little bit to do something new. And she pretty much all the time designs some really cool things that work out great.
So Craig made a good point. It's all about functionality and look. So it can look great, but if it doesn't function well, what good is that going to do the homeowner as they're living in the kitchen for many, many years? So that's about it for us. Craig didn't want to be on camera. He's one of our excellent carpenters. Wave to the people. Come on, camera guy. You have to show the...
Now we're here.
I'm Paula Kenny from Love Your Nest Kitchen Design Studio. We just talked about step number 8 in the stress-free kitchen remodel, selecting the right installer. And you can find me on the web at www.loveyournest.co. Until next time, have a great weekend.